The Mass Effect games have a boatload of unique, rare, and hidden dialogue that only becomes available if you make specific choices. To celebrate N7 Day, I decided to put together a list of my favorite secrets and rare dialogue from the Mass Effect Trilogy. I was originally going to publish this video on N7 Day, but then BioWare dropped that reveal trailer and waylaid my plans. But better belated than never. So buckle up, grab some iced coffee, and let's dive into these unique conversations, Commander. This video is sponsored by Persona 5 Tactica, a brand new tactical turn-based RPG in the wildly popular Persona franchise. Build a team of versatile personas, participate in riveting battles, and get into the revolutionary spirit with a brand new storyline. Persona 5 Tactica is available right now on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch. Click on the link in the description to start your journey today. You are a member of the Phantom Thieves, and after a bizarre incident transports your merry group into another realm, the Phantom Thieves find themselves caught up in a bitter struggle against the oppressive Legionnaires. Persona 5 Tactica features the return of fan-favorite characters like Joker, and brand new enemies and friends like the mysterious Princess Irina. Persona 5 Tactica allows you to stretch your strategic thinking in combat. Battlefield placement, cover, and team composition are all incredibly important factors that you will control. Deal extra damage by flanking, exploiting weaknesses, or even setting up a team-based ultimate ability called Triple Threat, which activates when you completely surround an enemy with all your party members. Persona 5 Tactica also features an impressive amount of build variety in the paths and tactics you choose to upgrade throughout your playthrough. Be sure to visit the Velvet Room often to upgrade your personas and build a team with different abilities to help take on the Legionnaires. So what are you waiting for? Click on the link in the description to start your journey in Persona 5 Tactica right now. Big shout out to Atlas for sponsoring this video. Number 1. How to save Mordin in Mass Effect 3. During the mission Priority Tuchanka, Shepard and crew travel to the Krogan homeworld with the goal of distributing an airborne cure to the genophage. At the end of the quest, our Solarian friend Mordin Solus usually bites the dust, either by sacrificing himself to fix the damage to the Shroud facility, or at the hands of Commander Shepard if you're a heartless bastard. However, there is a hidden way to save Mordin during this mission if you meet a very specific set of requirements. For starters, Urdnot Rex either needs to die on Vermeer in Mass Effect 1, or never get recruited to your party in that game. And second, you need to destroy Malin's research data during Mordin's loyalty mission in Mass Effect 2. This will cause Eve to die before Mordin can bring her to the Shroud. This will leave the warmongering Urdnot Reeve as the uncontested leader of the Krogan people. And in this case, Shepard can use this fact to convince Mordin to help him sabotage the genophage cure.
Every time we've talked about this before, you've defended the genophage. Hell, you destroyed Malin's data. How can you change your mind now?
I made a mistake! Focused on big picture. Big picture made of little pictures. Too many variables. Can't stop now. Gone too far. Eve dead. Krogan deserve a cure.
I agree, Mordin, but not now.
If not now, when?
Someday. But when we stop the Reapers, this whole galaxy will need time to recover. Reeve won't give us that time. He'll attack while the rest of us are weak.
Eve would have stopped him.
Eve isn't here.
No. Suggest we let Krogan believe dispersal was a success. Ensure alliance. We'll need to disappear to keep story accurate. Reeve will think I died at Tower, curing genophage.
Doing what had to be done.
We'll also inform the Dalatras of the deception.
Good. Here are the coordinates for the Crucible project. We can use your help building it.
Thank you, Shepard. Too eager to atone. Would have compounded error. Glad you were here.
Someone else might have gotten it wrong.
This is the only way Mordin can survive the events of Mass Effect 3. He will go on to join the Crucible project with Admiral Hackett, and we can even speak to him briefly during the final mission of the game.
Shepard, glad you landed safely. Understand resistance heavy.
How are you doing, Mordin?
Well, assisted with Crucible. Fascinating technology. Hope it works.
I'm sure you did a good job.
Wasn't worried about me. Krogan fighting well?
Yeah. You did the right thing.
Good luck, Shepard. Honored to have been part of Project.
Thanks, Mordin. Be safe up there.
Losing Rex is a tough pill to swallow for many players, so it's pretty rare for Mass Effect fans to save Mordin on Tachanka. Number 2, not punching the reporter for the entire trilogy. Khaleesi bint Sinan al-Jilani is a controversial journalist and everyone's favorite punching bag in Mass Effect. Throwing haymakers with the reporter is a running gag in the trilogy, and Commander Shepard has encounters with her in all 3 games. However, if you manage to resist punching Khaleesi not even a single time in the trilogy, then you can have a unique heartfelt moment with her on the Citadel in Mass Effect 3.
Commander Shepard, Khaleesi bint Sinan al-Jilani. Isn't it true that you were on Earth when the Reapers attacked? How do you justify running away while millions of people on Earth die? Is that the best we can expect from the Alliance?
I came to get help for Earth. For everyone.
What about all the people suffering while you play politics with the Council? What about them? How can you stand here while our families die? What are you going to do?
Khaleesi, we're doing everything we can.
Before they cut the feeds, there were so many dead.
I'm gonna stop the Reapers or die trying. But I need your help. Keep asking the hard questions. Don't let the Council forget about Earth.
I will. Thank you, Commander.
In this case, Khaleesi is recruited as a war asset worth 10 points. It ain't much, but every little bit helps if you're going for that perfect destroy ending. Number 3, bring Legion to meet the Council. Early in Mass Effect 2, you'll receive a message from Anderson asking to meet on the Citadel. Most players will take care of this conversation early in the game, eager to reconnect with a fan-favorite character after Shepard comes out of his 2-year coma. However, if you postpone this meeting until much later in the story, specifically after recruiting Legion to your party in the Reaper IFF mission, then you can have some interesting dialogue with the Council, assuming you didn't sacrifice them in Mass Effect 1. During the meeting, the Council will downplay the threat of the Reapers, essentially saying that Sovereign was a Geth ship, but if Legion is in your party, he will contest this claim.
The hologram on Ilos is no longer functional, and we have found nothing to suggest that Sovereign was not a Geth creation.
We do not have the technology to create such a vessel.
The word of your trophy is suspect. Perhaps the Geth following Saren were simply more advanced.
Number 4, Legion and the Corians. Many players already know that if you bring Legion as a squad mate during Tali's loyalty mission, then you'll get a bunch of unique dialogue and cutscenes during the trial. However, there are some less talked about interactions between Legion and the Corians in Mass Effect 2 and 3. For starters, if you did bring Legion along for Tali's loyalty mission, it actually impacts a cutscene in Mass Effect 3 as well. After completing the Geth Dreadnought mission, Legion will make a dramatic entrance while you're speaking with the Corian admirals. Typically, Admiral Ron will react with shock and indignation to our Geth buddy.
Shepard Commander, we are prepared to offer assistance.
What the hell is this?
However, if Legion was present for Tali's trial, then Admiral Ron actually recognizes Legion.
Shepard Commander, we are prepared to offer assistance.
I see your Geth friend has returned.
Bringing Legion along as a squad mate doesn't just impact Tali's loyalty mission, but her recruitment mission on Haestrom as well. If you bring Legion to recruit Tali, then you'll get some unique dialogue with Carl Rieger.
Squad Leader Cal Rieger, Migrant Fleet Marines. We talked on the radio before that dropship arrived. You've got a Geth right behind you.
We are allied with Shepard. We will fight the Geth units in this area.
You know, ordinarily that wouldn't fly with me. But I can't afford to be picky right now.
And Tali even pulls a gun on Legion and tries to shoot him at the end of the quest.
Shepard, I can't believe you're... Get down!
Allied fire. Cover. Requesting assistance, Shepard Commander.
How does that Geth know your name?
It's not like Saren's Geth. It doesn't worship the Reapers, and it wants to stop the Geth who do.
So it's just one of the friendly Geth that drove my people from their homeworld.
We do not intend physical harm to the creators at this time.
Fine. We can talk about this later, Shepard. In private.
Number 5, Aliens in the Quarantine Zone on Omega. One of the first major missions in Mass Effect 2 is our quest to recruit Mordin Solus on Omega. Morden is currently working in a quarantine district that is being ravaged with a deadly plague. The virus only impacts alien species, with humans and Vorcha being suspiciously immune to the disease. So if you happen to bring Garrus or Grunt along with this mission, you can have some unique dialogue about the risks of bringing them into the quarantine zone.
A quarantine zone for a plague that kills Turians. Why don't we ever go anywhere nice?
It's safer to stick with a squad who's immune to the plague.
It's your call, Shepard. If you need me, I'm not going to let a cough keep me back.
This mission's important. I need you to come along, even if it's dangerous.
It's your call, Shepard. If you need me, I'm not going to let a cough keep me back.
A plague zone? Great.
It's safer to stick with a squad who's immune to the plague.
I'm not afraid of a disease. I don't get sick.
This mission's important. I need you to come along, even if it's dangerous.
I don't get sick.
In a normal playthrough of Mass Effect 2, we need to complete this mission before we can recruit Tali, Thane, and Samara. But this doesn't mean those companions have nothing to say about the quarantine zone. Because of space limitations on Xbox 360 discs at the time, Mass Effect 2's story content had to be split onto 2 discs, so BioWare pushed back Tali, Legion, Thane, and Samara's missions until after Shepard and crew thwarted the Collector attack on Horizon. However, BioWare had already recorded dialogue with these companions for the first 4 dossier missions, and if you add these companions to your party using a save editor, you can unlock this dialogue that is no longer accessible in the vanilla version of Mass Effect 2.
My suit filters out every known germ, toxin, parasite, and allergen. I shouldn't have trouble unless it's breached.
It's safer to stick with a squad who's immune to the plague.
I'll be fine unless my suit gets torn up. If that happens, I'm probably dead anyway.
I don't know if I'm vulnerable to this plague. My people have few diseases.
This mission is important. I need you to come along, even if it's dangerous.
Whatever you feel best. If you need me, I'll risk it.
A plague zone. The rules of civilization fall away in such areas.
This mission is important. I need you to come along, even if it's dangerous.
I had no intention of remaining behind.
It's safer to stick with a squad who's immune to the plague.
I will come, unless you do not wish it.
Ultimately, whatever alien companions you bring with you will all get cured when Morden is done working his magic. So no harm, no foul at the end of the day. Number 6. Liara's Hallucinations. After exposing Saren's crimes to the Council and getting promoted to Spectre, Commander Shepard receives 3 main story missions from Anderson and Udina. Most players will pursue Liara's recruitment mission first, since she is our final companion. However, if you postpone Liara's recruitment mission and complete 2 other main story missions before your trip to Therum, then Liara has some unique dialogue when we eventually arrive. At this point, she's been trapped in a force field for so long in an attempt to evade the Geth that she thinks she's hallucinating when she sees Commander Shepard and crew.
Are you real? Oh no, don't be stupid, Liara. Humans do not come here, you're hallucinating. And talking to yourself. Oh, goddess, I am going to die here.
We're here to save your sorry ass, so snap out of it.
You're rude for a hallucination.
Number 7. Jack's unique dialogue about Morden. During Mass Effect 2, if Commander Shepard gets romantically involved with one of the squad mates, then you can ask Morden for some choice advice on your relationship and a pending intimate encounter. Morden's advice is pretty hilarious and off the wall, and if you play your cards right in Mass Effect 3, we can even hear Jack comment about Morden's famous ways of love. Timing is super important here because the dialogue will only trigger if you complete these missions in a particular order. First, you must cure the genophage or otherwise resolve the crisis there before going to Grissom Academy, but without going back to the Citadel. Because once you resolve the situation on Tachanka, your next trip to the Citadel triggers the Cerberus attack, at which point you will fail the Grissom Academy mission and Jack will get turned into a phantom. But if you did things properly, then Jack will have this to say about Morden.
But we've been working on conditioning, improving endurance. Whenever they complain, I tell them about the Collector base, holding that damn biotic bubble up against those bug things. Ugh, I kept thinking, damn, let the Solarian handle this. He can talk him to death.
I saw Morden. He's dead.
Yeah? Too bad. He had some wicked sex advice.
Number 8. Renegade Caden. Most players are familiar with the Renegade and Paragon morality system in the Mass Effect games. But in Mass Effect 1, this system doesn't only apply to Commander Shepard, but your squad mates as well. Each squad mate has a Paragon or Renegade score relative to the rest of the crew, and some characters can even have a shift in their morality based on their interactions with Shepard. The most extreme example of this is Kaden Alenko. Kaden is typically the most Paragon squad mate in our crew, even more so than Liara. In fact, if you bring Kaden and Liara along for the final mission, then it's actually Liara who argues to sacrifice the Council. However, if you're playing as FemShep and pursue a romance with the Lieutenant, then you can actually shift him to the complete opposite end of the spectrum if you choose the right dialogue options. When Kaden relays his story about his time in biotic training, he'll tell us about a hard-ass, bigoted Turian leader who was incredibly hard on him and his classmates. Kaden eventually ended up inadvertently killing this Turian during a heated confrontation one day. During this conversation, if you choose the bottommost dialogue options, specifically the line, "All Turians are the same," then you'll convert Kaden into the most heated anti-alien member of your crew. The shift in his views are so extreme that he'll even argue to sacrifice the Council instead of Rex, of all people. And this is the only possible way Rex will ever argue to save the Council at the end of Mass Effect 1.
We can save the Ascension. Just unlock the relays around the Citadel and we'll send the cavalry in.
You can't sacrifice human lives to save the Council. What have they ever done for us?
This is bigger than humanity. Sovereign's a threat to every organic species in the galaxy.
Exactly. We can't throw away reinforcements trying to save the Council. We have to hold them back until the Citadel arms open up and our fleet can go after Sovereign.
What's the order, Commander? Come in now to save the Ascension, or hold back?
Hold off, Joker. We're not sacrificing human lives to save the Council. Keep our ships back until they can get a shot at Sovereign.
Sacrifice the Council to win the battle. A good plan, but only if it works.
Number 9. Kaden and Ashley unique dialogue on Eden Prime. The From Ashes DLC in Mass Effect 3 adds our Prothean squadmate Javik to the game, as well as a mission that brings us to Eden Prime, which was the site of the very first mission in the Mass Effect Trilogy. Most players will complete Javik's recruitment mission very early in the game, since the quest first becomes available right after we visit the Citadel. However, if you wait to complete this mission until after the Cerberus attack on the Citadel, then you can actually bring Ashley or Kaden along as a squadmate. And if you do, you'll get some unique dialogue where they recount the events of Eden Prime in Mass Effect 1.
Seems like more than just 3 years ago.
No kidding. I remember. I'd lost most of the 212. I was running for cover, under fire from the Geth. Man, a few hostile Geth look pretty reasonable compared to what we're fighting these days.
Guess you've come up in the world.
I had help.
You had the 212 soldiers. I lost Corporal Jenkins. Geth recon drone took him down.
Well, let's do this for them then.
Seems like more than just 3 years ago.
A lot of memories here. Jenkins and that damn Geth recon drone.
And Nihilus.
Guess we've got a lot of people to remember down here. Even if we're not fighting Geth this time.
Let's go make them proud.
Aye, Commander.
It's always been the Reapers. They used the Geth, they used the Collectors.
And now they're using every species they can find. And Cerberus is just as bad.
Number 10. The secret bad ending to Zaid's loyalty mission. Zaid is one of the most extreme squadmates in Mass Effect 2, so it's only fitting that he has one of the most extreme endings during his loyalty mission. Along with Samara, Zaid is the only squadmate who can die during their loyalty mission in Mass Effect 2. But in order for this to happen, you need to meet a specific set of criteria. For starters, you need to complete the final mission before you do Zaid's loyalty mission. On top of this, Zaid and at least 2 more squadmates must survive the trip to the Collector base. And finally, you need to save the factory workers during the mission itself. If all these parameters are met, then you'll have the option to leave Zaid for dead at the end of the quest.
Stop screwing around. Let's go.
You're too crazy, Zaid. You have no place among my crew.
You can't be serious. You need me.
So there you have it. The 10 best secrets and rare encounters in the Mass Effect Trilogy. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to Big Dan Gaming for more Mass Effect and RPG videos. Big shout out to all the channel members for supporting my content. Until next time, this has been Big Dan. I should go.